Hello and assalamu alaikum. Welcome to today's video. Today video is in relation to how to prepare for Hajj journey. There are lots of videos on my channel, but this one is a quick guide that what you need to remember in order if you are preparing for the Hajj journey inshallah this year. So let's go on with it. So mainly there are 5 items which we need to remember. One is the dua. What are the duas which are required for the Hajj? To understand that Hajj is a physical ibadah rather than a spiritual ibadah, in the sense that here the dua part or special things to remember, they are very less. Instead, it is more of a physical effort in the Hajj. Number three, then what are the do and don'ts during Ihram? Once you are in the state of Ihram, what you can do and what you can't do, so that you don't do the mistakes in ignorance, because if you do any mistakes, then you either need to do a sadaqah, or if a big mistake you do, then you need to pay dam. Dam means the qurbani. And the last thing is that the basic understanding of the rituals of Hajj, what needs to be performed on each day. So let's go on with this. So for dua, the main dua which you must remember or you need to memorize is the talbiya. So talbiya is labbaik Allahumma labbaik labbaik la sharika lak labbaik innal hamda wan ni'mata lak wal mulk la sharika lak. So if you don't know right now, don't panic about it, because once you go on a Hajj journey, during in the flight, once you arrive over there in Saudi Arab, people all around you will be reading it, because the sunnah is that you should be reading it aloud, especially the males. The females should be reading on their own, but you will hear so much that you will memorize, so don't worry about it. But this is the only dua which is kind of a compulsory for the Hajj. Rather than that, anything relating to Nia you can do in your own language, in English, in Urdu, in Pashto, whatever language you know, you can do the Nia in that language. And rest, there are like optional duas or recommended duas, but there is no compulsion. And there is a separate video which I have, which I will put in the links in the in the details of this video, where you can go and watch this video if you want to know all the duas which are recommended ones. The next thing is physical ibadah. This is a very important point which I've been emphasizing a lot, that if you don't know, please understand that Hajj is a physical ibadah. It requires a physical effort. You need to be physically very strong in order to do Hajj. Why? Because approximately these are approximate distance, and based on, there is a separate video I have made. You can watch that as well. And based on that, actually, approximately during the Hajj days, the 5 days of Hajj, you're going to be walking around 27 to 30 kilometer. This is an average distance. Some people, based on their camp location, they might be walking over 50-60 kilometers as well. So remember that Hajj is a physical ibadah. You need to be physically very strong. And remember, the heat in Saudi Arab this year, or in the hot weather, will be quite high. The temperature will be going around 50 degrees Celsius, and during the daytime you're going to be walking around and outside. So that's why, although there are lots of facility, but there are 2 million people over there, there are water sprinklers over there, you get exhausted, and this is very tough. Even with 10 minutes walk outside, you will be completely drained out. You need to have lots of water supplies, lots of things. I will be making a separate video again about the heat, but this is important that you understand and get in the exercise. Try to walk daily. If you are planning for Hajj 2025, it is the right time that you start to develop your walking capability, so that you are able to walk at least 30 kilometers during those days. The next thing, do and don'ts in Ihram. So what is applicable, what is not applicable in the state of Ihram? State of Ihram, of course, means the cloth, as well as once you have done the Niyyah, the restrictions start applying on you. And some of the restriction we all know, but people forget about it. If you forget about it and you do any mistake, for smaller mistakes you need to pay a sadaqah. Usually the scholars say 5 or 10 Saudi riyal, just give to the local people over there. Always remember, any mistake you do, the majority of the scholars say that you have to pay for that sadaqah or that dam or qurbani within the boundaries of the haram. You cannot go and do the sadaqah once you go back in Pakistan or in UK. You should not be doing that. You still need to pay that within the haram boundaries. So these are some of the do and don'ts, like perfumes, cutting nails, hairs, engaging in sexual activities, hunting animals. So this is not applicable anymore. Anything stitched clothes you should not be wearing once you are in the state of ihram. You can change your clothes, you can change your ihram clothes, like if ihram clothes get dirty, wear another ihram cloth, but you should not be wearing any stitched clothes. And for movement, covering their full body, and the specific footwear for men. So there is a separate video I have made on that, and that would be in the comments as well, and you can watch that video. This is the last thing. So the last thing is just the basic understanding about the Hajj rituals each day, that what has to be performed on each day. Hopefully you're going to be in a group, you will make friends over there, and you will understand what rituals are to be performed. But just make sure that sometimes all the people are not familiar about the Hajj rituals, and they are just looking at others. So it's good to get a better understanding that what it is expected, and pack according to your stuff, and be physically prepared, mentally prepared for it. As I said, Hajj is a physical ibadah, and that's why you need to be prepared that what is expected today, whether it's gonna be hard day, whether it's gonna be easy day on me. So this is a general like a guide for each day which I have created. You can pause, you can take it, and you can print it out. And I have a separate video, a playlist of where I have 4 videos for each day of Hajj. So basically Hajj series it's called, and you can go in the comments and you can see the full link of that, and you can watch those videos where I have fully explained what to do on that day 1, what to do on day 2, day 3, and day 4, 5, 6, because you do the same thing. You are just doing the rummy on this day, and it's easy. But it's very necessary that you understand, so that you are fully prepared mentally as well. There are lots of challenges which you will face, even though whatever tour operator you do, even the private, the best one, the most expensive one you take, there will be lots of challenges, because some things are out of their control, some things are out of like the luck, that maybe like air conditioning stops working, or the crowd over there is too much and you get pushed too much, or anything can happen. Someone hit with a wheelchair, hit you from the backside. There are lots of these challenges which you will face, so be prepared for them. And that's why it's necessary that you understand the whole essence. And always, as I remember, just remember these 4 steps, so that it's helpful for you, that once you go on the Hajj journey, you are fully prepared. So hope this quick video is helpful for you, and watch the other videos in relation to this if you have not watched before. Thanks for watching. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Till next time. Assalamu alaikum.